Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create the Kaspersky Rescue CD on a USB thumb drive. You need a gig sized thumb drive, I would say, at the minimum. You can go higher if you want, but the whole image takes about 500 megs, so I'm sure you can't even find a thumb drive smaller than 1 gig at this point, but anyways, that's what you need. I'm going to be using a 4 gig myself, and you can get these at Walmart or anywhere for like a couple of bucks. And make sure that all the data on this drive is backed up, or that you don't need the data on this drive, because the first thing we're going to do with it is format it. Okay, so after we format it, of course, you're going to lose all your data. The next thing you need to have is a clean computer to put it on. This is one of the small little caveats I have about this. If you're using a CD-ROM to do this, the CD-ROM image is downloaded from the internet. It can be downloaded onto an infected machine, and it can be burned from that infected machine successfully, because you're burning from an image to a CD-ROM. Unfortunately, the nature of USB is that it is rewritable. So what happens is you can burn this on an infected machine and put the virus onto the key itself, and then you may have issues in booting your machine or having it function correctly. But if you use a clean computer to do what I'm going to show you to do here, you shouldn't have any problem with that. Again, once you stick a USB key into an infected machine, you can basically assume that it's the key itself will be carrying the virus. Actually, you should assume that, in which case you'd have to reformat this or check it to make sure that it's clean from viruses before you use it again. But again, if you don't have a CD-ROM, this is a very nice way to get around that limitation and make yourself a rescue CD on a USB key. On a USB key. So again, you need one of these, and you need, if you can, a clean computer to make it on. If you don't have a clean computer to make it on, then I'd say okay, make it on the infected machine, but don't ever use the key again on another machine. Make sure that after you use it, that you clear the viruses and reformat it. So next, we'll get into making it. Alright, next step in getting the Kaspersky Rescue CD on a USB stick is to actually download the software to make it happen. And I just want to put a small aside here to tell you that virus removal can be a destructive process. So make sure that you back up your data onto whatever medium you have, and I would say make several backups of your data, just to make sure that if something catastrophic happens in the process of doing this, you still have your data. Now, like I said, you've got a virus on your computer and you're deleting it. Well, that means that you're going to be deleting files off your computer. So if you're not careful, or if something goes wrong, the data can get corrupted. So be warned. Okay, so next thing we need to do is go get the software to make this happen. And I'm just going to go to type in to the address bar Kaspersky Rescue Disk, and that'll take you to the web page that you need to go to. So I'll go there. It's a Google search, and you'll see that you have two links. You can go to this one, actually the top one that's not advertising, and then you see oops, this is not the correct. Let me go back. Alright, the second link. There we go. I'll put this link on the description as well to make it easy for you. And here you see that it says Kaspersky Rescue Disk 10 here. You're going to need to download the image file. So we're going to do that. So click on that link right here. And as you can see down here, you get the option to save as. I'm going to choose save as and go on my desktop. And I've already done this, so just for the time's sake, we're not going to download it again. But realize this, that the virus definition files are updated on the actual ISO, which is the file that creates the rescue CD, every day, from what I can tell, because every time I download it, they're fresh. So if you're doing a virus update, sorry, a virus scan today, then and you downloaded the KAV Rescue 10 ISO today, those what do you call it, virus definitions should be up to date. And I'll show you that when after we create the USB key and boot up from it. So, like I said, download that to wherever you want to. I already have done that. So I'm going to hit cancel here, but you would download that. Next, let's go back here. I don't know where it went there. All right. Next, you'll see here, once the rescue disk is downloaded, record it to a CD, DVD, or any USB device. So I'm just going to click on that any USB device link right there. Okay, and this shows you how to create the USB um, rescue CD, basically. So it tells you what I've already told you, and that is that you need to download the ISO image, which I'm hopefully by this point you have done. Then you need this utility for recording the Kaspersky Rescue CD or disk 10 to the USB devices. So just click on that link, and again, I'll put this in the description. And then you get the option again to save or save as. Save it to where you wish to. I normally save mine to the desktop. I'm going to say save as here. And again, for time's sake, you'll see that I've already downloaded that file, so it's fresh for me today. So I'm going to assume that you downloaded and saved it to someplace you can remember to. So hit cancel here, and then you'll see that both these files are now on my desktop. So let's go to the files on the desktop. So there's the rescue ISO KAV underscore rescue underscore 1 underscore 10.iso, and there's the rescue 2 usb.exe. Okay, so what you need to do is double click on that file. Then you get, do you want to run this file? And of course I do, run. And then it says destination folder. It's just going to create one right on your desktop. You can browse and put it wherever you like, but I'm just going to create it on my desktop. Install. And automatically it'll run the file. You know, this program doesn't actually install anything on your computer other than these files, which are the tools to make this happen. So you don't have to uninstall it. You could just delete this folder, and those files will be gone. So as you can see, it says USB medium, and my Kingston Data Traveler is in there. If you have whatever you have, it should show up in there, and if not, just scroll down here and you'll be able to look through them to find it. Then it says path to Kaspersky Rescue Disk Image ISO. Well, that's on my desktop, so I'm just going to click Browse here, and there it is. So open, and then we click Start. And as you can see, it's creating the disk. Actually, I'm going to hit stop here. One of the things you may want to do with your USB key, which I didn't do, I'll do it now just to show you, is go to your removable disk, which mine is, it's the F. You may want to format it so it's clean. So right click it, choose format, and as you can see it says 3.56 gigabytes. Just go with all the defaults and just do a quick format. Warning, formatting will erase all data on this disk. So if you don't have your data backed up on that USB key, make sure you do. Also, make sure that you are formatting the correct drive, because if you format the wrong drive, you're going to lose a lot of data. I'm going to hit OK here. Okay, and the format's complete, so that should make that disk empty. We'll double check that back here, and removable disk F folder is empty. So there's where it's going. Okay, so let's hit start again, and it's pretty straightforward actually. There's not much to see on this. You wait for the green bar to get all the way to the right, Once it's done, it'll tell you it's done. And the next thing we do is we're going to reboot and choose to boot off the USB key. Now, your computer may already be configured to boot off the USB key, so before you configure anything, just try booting it with the USB key in one of the USB slots and see if it goes to it. If it does not, then the next portion of this video will show you how to choose the appropriate option to get into the boot menu. Okay, and I'll show you that on the internet too. Here's the instructions on how to do the USB key. I've shown you that. And then you get to configure the computer to boot from a removable device. Use the delete key or the F2 key, or to load the BIOS menu. The F1, F8, F10, F11, F12 might be used for some motherboards and computers, or Control Escape, and so on. What you're looking for is the option to enter the boot menu. See that here, where on this picture it says F11 to enter the boot menu. On mine, it's an HP, so HP laptop, so its option to enter the boot menu is F9. And escape will get you into the menu to see that too. But I'll show you that next. And this is almost done. There we go. Kaspersky USB Rescue Disk has been successfully created. Click OK. And then we'll close this out. And it's giving you this program compatibility assistant. Just hit cancel on that, or the X. No big deal. Then you go down here to your folders and you can take a look at it if you wish. And as you can see, it says live USB rescue. It's basically ready to go. So the next thing you're going to do is reboot your computer with the USB key in one of the USB slots, and just test to see if it'll boot off directly off the USB key without having to configure your boot sequence. If it does, then you're off to the races. If it doesn't, then I'll show you how to get it to do that on this computer, which is a similar procedure for most computers. Note that I'm doing this on an HP laptop, so if you have an HP laptop, this is exactly how you do it. If you don't, then you have to figure out what your boot sequence is on your BIOS boot screen. Okay, so that's where we're going to go next. Alright, so you've created your USB key, your Kaspersky Rescue CD USB key, and you have it in one of your USB slots. This is an HP computer or laptop, and it gives me the option at the bottom right here to press escape key for startup menu. I'm going to do that, and it says okay, and it gives me the options. F1 system information, F2 system diagnostics, F9 boot device options, and that's where I want to go. I want to go to F9, the boot device options. So I'm going to do that, F9. Okay, so here I get several options. I get internal CD, Kingston Data Traveler, which is my USB key, and network hard drive. So depending on what kind of key you have or get, this menu may look a little different as far as what your USB key is. I'm just going to choose the data traveler there, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it'll begin to boot. Now you have 10 seconds here to press any key to enter the menu, so I'm going to do that. Then you choose English, and then you have 1, 2, or 3 as options. 1 is to accept the agreement, 2 is to reboot, and 3 is to shut down the computer. If you booted this incorrectly or by mistake, of course, you're going to choose anything other than 1. So I'm going to hit 1 because I want to accept the agreement and go on. And then you have options: Kaspersky Rescue Disk Graphic Mode, Rescue Disk Text Mode, and so on and so forth. I'm going to choose, of course, the graphic mode. And it will begin to start the rescue disk process. And what the beauty of this system of getting rid of a virus is that your operating system is actually not running. This is running an operating system right on the USB key, and if you're using the CD, on the disk itself, and therefore the virus or malware inside your computer cannot run on Linux and stop you from booting up or disinfecting the machine. Okay. Now you'll notice down here that says wireless networks available. Now the reason you may want to get on a wireless network is to update the virus definitions. But as I know that that Kaspersky updates the ISO file every day, I don't really need to get on the network. So, you know, because the ISO file is downloaded today, I know the definitions will be fine today. Another thing you get here when it's mounting disk, sometimes it'll ask you, do you want to go into the rescue partition or do you want to go into Windows 7? You know, you're going to go into Windows 7 or whatever operating system it finds to disinfect that operating system. This computer doesn't do that, but I'm just telling you that that's a possibility. Okay, so here's the rescue disk, which is the main tool you're going to use to clean the viruses off your computer. Here you have, you see this little green LED thing here, and right there, and that's what that means is that the computer state currently is good. In other words, the program knows that the definitions are up to date and that there's currently no viruses found. But as you go scanning through, you'll find the computer will find viruses, and therefore that will change color from an amber color if it's just a mild malware to a red color if it's a virus. Okay, so I'll show you that in the scanning, and we'll go from there. You want to choose you want to put a check mark next to disk boot sectors and hidden startup objects, as well as your C drive, E drive, or whatever drives you want to scan. Right? I would suggest in any case to scan all the drives just to be safe. But if you're in a hurry, well, just do the one that your operating system's on. But I would do them all. Okay? I'm showing you this just as an example. And let's go over here to My Update Center. And you'll see already that the current date, see if it shows you that, is January 7th, 2014. And that is the release date of the database. Okay, so I'm up to date. I really don't need to do an update. Now, if you're connected via LAN, you'll automatically be connected to the network through the network connection. So, you know, you can just click Start Update and go there. Or if you're on a wireless system, then you can choose your wireless network, connect to it, and then do the Start Update. You first have to be connected to the internet. Okay, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. My other video with the CD actually shows you how to do that. And like I said, it's not necessary if you've downloaded the virus definitions on the day that you're doing the scan. So let's go back to Object Scan. The next step would be to start the scan. So we're going to do that. And it's going to load the antivirus database. And just so you know, it will store some persistent files on your computer. If you go here to your C drive and scroll down, you'll see that there is a Kaspersky Rescue Disk folder right there. So if you open that up, you'll see that it is storing some persistent data on your drive, which is your virus definitions and so on and so forth if you downloaded them, plus the records of this virus scan. Like I said, this gets created every time you boot into this USB key if it's not there. Otherwise, it gets updated. So if you wish to delete it after you're done, you can. Okay. So now I started the scan by hitting the Start Object Scan here, and it's going to take a while. So I'll come back to this and show you my progress. I did intentionally infect this computer so you can see the virus being found on it. Alright, so I'll wait till this is finished and then we'll go from there. Alright, as you can see, the scan is done. I see my red LED, which means I found a virus. Let's go back here to, here's what you would see normally. Now if you want to check and see where the report, your report to see what I was actually found, just click on report up here and it will show you. Move it out of the way a little bit. And you'll see that it found 3 malicious objects and it's a Trojan from the color here. Okay, and then it gives you the option to, at the bottom right here, to disinfect it. So you have the option to apply to all objects, what you do here, but I'm just going to choose delete, and because I like to see what it's going to do to each one of them. And it gives you the option of disinfect, delete, and skip. Okay, well obviously I'm going to delete it, and it's found a Trojan as it says there, and it names it. I knew it would because I put it there. So let's delete it. Hit close. Oh well, there's my report. I'll go straight in on that, and you'll see here that deleted events 1. You open it up and it says Trojan programs, blah blah blah, and it gives you the details about it, which, you know, if you want to look at it, you can go through it. And it says, so it gives you a little update here at the bottom. It says file C blah 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 was deleted, and now you know, I would suggest at this point to do the scan one more time just to make sure that you got everything. But really at this point you got a green LED. Let me get that backwards here. We got the green light to go here on no active threats. So that's how you do a full scan. Okay, so that's my wrap up on creating this rescue disk. I think it's a great tool when you have a virus on your computer that's persistent and hard to get out. And basically this is how you do it with a USB key. Alright, well thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.